Wayne. Hello. Let's go straight to the point. So I just want to fix this muscle which just came to my mind. So you want to do something, but sometimes you need external validation and some authority or somebody who you respect to. So you listen to him and follow the exact plan which he gives to you, and you do it step by step. Like, I mean, it's not like directly coming out of your comfort zone, but you do little steps. And it's kind of problem when you don't have a mentor or somebody who you respect, so you can like get out of your comfort zone, because like you want to have a person who knows what to do, so you respect him, so you trust him, and you will follow that what will lead you through this plan. I'm going to explain it. I was somewhere before, I was like so interested about like why do some people study and why some not, because it's actually like your life success depends in 2020 something, 25 or 26 or 27, or even if you're watching it 2030 or even later. So it depends on how much knowledge you have. Some might disagree, because like you need to give exact definition of what is knowledge and so on. Yeah, it's kind of abstract saying, even if I'm just dreaming a bit of it. But like let me just give me a minute. So it's basically, so like I might be wrong, yeah, but how I feel it like 80% of the fact you studying something hard is based on the fact that you respect somebody who gave you a plan and approach to master this discipline or something or some field. So yeah, it's all based on respect. And if your teacher couldn't like be respected by you, or you kind of can't respect him, you can't force yourself to respect somebody. It's possible though, but it's another topic. But like in some fields, like I don't know if that works for you, but for me, as for like basic person, it's like so important to have somebody and to have external validation. You might say that from psychology side, it's like you need some external validation to do something and so on. But I'm just a basic person, okay? I just born as it. And yeah, I need external validation to do something. I'm not like crazy fucking super cool guy. Like, no. Every crazy fucking super cool guy was somebody at some point like so miserable and so useless, so he found somebody who helped him to grow up and like became somebody. It's not like I build myself by myself. Yes, you do everything by your hands, but you need somebody to lead you through this process and through any process. And the thing which I'm talking about is that you need to have a mentor who you respect, or teacher who you respect, so, and you will trust him in the process, and you will like do steps, like necessary steps to get to the result and to the end point. So yeah, it's kind of problematic when you need to like study something and you have nobody to lead you through this process, and it's kind of problem. So plus on top of this, yeah, you like need people who knows what's happening, so you match with them and you just at least respect them. And like that's kind of, yeah, that's kind of problem in, I do think, in modern society, because like so many people can't study because they just don't know how it works, and that it's building respect to some extent, and for my opinion, to big part of it. So yeah, and I think even I'm struggling with that. It's hard for me to find like somebody to lead me in some spheres and some branches of whether I'm developing programming, math, physics, electronics, machine learning, doesn't matter. Like, yeah, it's hard. Another topic that it's hard to get your hands dirty, and that's you need kind of environment, plus on top of not just teacher who leads you, but like environment. It's like another topic, But what if we're talking not only about science topics? Okay, now, so you like need somebody external validation to lead you through the process in order to get things done, and you need to respect him and trust him in order to move forward. And that's kind of crazy, because if you want to do something like, I don't know, YouTube or whatever it is, like design, 3D modeling, something what not like that especially needed in academia, and the rigorous formalization or whatever it is, like, or you just want to like self-developing in kind of sports, like even sports, it's possible to do on your own. Like I do it on my own, but I was like in a professional sport from like my 0 years old to like 15. I had a lot of teachers and I took different like views from every of them, so I end up just understanding just do whatever you like to do. If you want to run. If you don't want to run, probably you can run as well. I mean, okay, it's another topic as well. I'm not going into details about it. I mean, any other life branch, even like business, even like sports, traveling. I don't think traveling is easy, but like kind of like the way you like should address yourself to something. I don't know. Yeah, that's how I feel. Like, and in general, when you make steps in the life, I mean, it's not just yeah, let's say like your academical success is like meaningful. Yeah, it's meaningful in our society. Then you get like good job, and then you have money and like society respect and so on, and you feel like perfect. And but at the end of the day, there are other fields of your life, so you need to like manage yourself during the day, balancing with like also having relationships with your family and friends, and like somehow doing sports meanwhile just to feel yourself good, right? So yeah, it's like you need kind of like life mentor or somebody who will lead you through this process. Like usually in like so in normal circumstances, it should be like your father or older brother or your parents. Like it feels that like 90% of families are not that, like where parents and like can lead you, even if they are good people, and they're good people probably anyway. So they might have too much time need to spend to the job, and it's not there, like it's not, they not like guilty about that, like it's not their guilt. It's like just the way things are in kind of modern society, and it's nothing to do with that. But and I think why I'm talking about it, I'm viewing it from the perspective of a person, like super basic person from super basic family, from super basic background, I would say, but with strong desire since I was born that I want to make big things in life, and I want to like give something good to society. I want to make impact, even though of course as everybody around I want money and respect and all these things which you not usually saying aloud. Yeah, right, but like everybody wants it. I don't care. And if you will come to any person and like tell him like about it, he will agree. It's nothing to it's no point to refuse about it. So yeah, and why I'm talking about it, yeah, because if you with basic background, you like kind of, and if you want to grow through the life, and if you want to grow as a person, like any way you will ask yourself, and you will ask the world around, like how do I grow, how to make this progress. And in some case, yeah, you can force yourself to sit and do it, but sometimes those signals that you don't want to sit, yeah, it kind of important to have a skill to sit and do something even if you don't want to do it. You need to make sure that you have this skill and you know how to do things even if you don't know how to do them or don't want to do them, and so on. Yeah, it's kind of skill which you can develop, but at the end of the day, those things, if you don't want to do something and you know how to force yourself, that kind of useful signals, you can use them as useful signals. Yeah, I mean, just imagine you do a lot of things in your life and you have all freedom, you can do whatever you want, and you like successful in different branches of your life, and then there's something coming to your life and you just generally don't want it, even you're a curious person and you would like to. Those signals you can use kind of to detect if that is something for you or no, or like to detect what is inside of you hiding that holding you back. Maybe you have some kind of like something, like, I mean, you can use this information as well. Like, be careful with that. Don't use it as like uh, don't use it like as don't use it as excuse. I forget the word. Or yeah, actually, yeah, just I mean, do something about their life. Ask those questions, and in most of cases, it's like you need somebody to follow. You need somebody to follow. It's okay. Like, even for me, I need somebody to follow. I can't just move on my own. And it's okay. You just admit it. It's okay. You're not weak. Nothing wrong with you. You need somebody to follow. And it's okay if you're this type of person. I don't know, maybe some psychological trauma I have or whatever it is. But I feel that I need somebody to follow. Like, I like to take experience from like people I really like admit their power, and I like when they teach me, like, and they give me experience which they have, and they don't have like literal hate on me inside of themselves. They're not like ready to punish me for mistakes. They can't punish me like better better like with better thoughts in mind. But sometimes it even if it is like, I mean, sometimes it really feels as though they like some teachers somewhere in academia or out where else, they sometimes it feels like they really don't give a fuck about you. And it's okay, it's modern society, but I mean, if you want to build real things, you need to start thinking of like how I find mentor in some subject to like to get things done, to like understand. It's not about like finding the solution, finding the solution in any branch is easy. You want to like have you want to have quality, you want to have qualified solution, verified solution, you want to have like good solution. And you know that there's no point of learning something in modern society if you're not going to be the best in this, because like competition is like so big everywhere, and if you're doing something, like, you need to be good at it. Like, even sometimes I feel as even it's not a point to start doing something if I'm not planning to become professional at this, because like the modern society paying not for your broad like view and broad interests. It's like everybody have broad interests, I do think so. I really believe. But like they paying you that you're professional at some branch, and to become one you need either mentor, either job where you can do so, or like some extensive practice in academia, inside of academia walls. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that's hard. I do think that that's the reason why the modern society is struggling a lot, because like just think of it. The only reason why we don't travel in time yet is because we're lacking of knowledge how to travel in time. Like, so how the knowledge developed? It's like some people, like, it's like scientists who like very very smart, and he is psychologically like he has like very very like strong inner character, and he has very very strong mind and knowledge, and like methods uh, to research and develop things. So yeah, but like where these scientists, like, just imagine we have nowadays scientists, like where we get these scientists to build those things. It's like you need to like how you get genius, and not even genius. It's not like even like needed to have genius in our time, because we have those research and development methods. Is because like you need to teach him, you need to grow up him. Scientists should come from somewhere. So the thing where he comes from is from education. So, and in order, like, but in education, I do think it's probably in most of cases you make a government job. In my country, you make the less money out of all jobs. And just think of it, like, I mean, it's like the teacher is the most important job on this planet, because like all our like progress depends on teacher. And like, so it's a huge lack of it's a lack of good teachers in modern society. It's really funny is how we're lacking of them. It's really funny how it's hard to like to get a good education, not just memorizing things, but understand them. Somebody who can like let you go through this process. It's so fucking hard. And I'm sure it's not that most of guys are lazy. Yeah, they are lazy. But like, do you know how, like, if being lazy is, let's say, bad thing, yeah, do you know how to like communicate to them that it's a bad thing other way than just like punishing them and saying like, guys, don't do it, just stop sitting on your phone, just stop talking to each other in the class while I'm explaining? Do you know how to do it other way? That thing is like, it's like blowing my mind. Just like, just think of it, like that's the bottleneck which I see, like the lack of not just lack of smart people. We have tons of smart people. Like, I do think that every person on this planet is smart. Like, I do think like maybe 50% may be dumb. I don't think it's more than 50%. I do think that 50% on the planet right now are really smart. They can do like quantitative physics. If you watch it with your friend, probably one of you can do quantum physics and one of you maybe not. So I mean, every second person on this planet is smart enough to do quantum physics with all methods that smart people developed and saved into books. So it written in the books, and but it just takes time to to decompress what's written in formulas, because formulas is just compressed knowledge, and you just need time to decompress it. It just takes time. So the teacher, and the idea of teacher, that he give you like the analysis which close to your culture, to your mindset, and to the way you're reasoning the world. So the good teacher first takes he first need to know the person who he's teaching. He needs to understand different types of people, different cultures, and to make it, to explain it on the language and in terms that person will understand it on the first place. Understand what is valuable for the person he teaching it to. So what is valuable to him? Maybe he wants to be like proud of himself, maybe he wants money, maybe he wants whatever he like wants, but translate it to understandable language. It's not like obvious, like the main statement of science and logic, that nothing logically and like obviously could be understood until it's obviously written in exact words. So there's nothing logically coming from something, from some statement, if you haven't write this statement. It's like the main law of logic. It's like logic is so basic subject. It's where from all math comes from. Is that it's like so basic subject, and it's like first or second rule inside of logic, conclusion, and so on. first rule of the logic, that like everything should be explicitly written and said. And until that moment, it couldn't be understood by the person you're talking to. Like the first law of logic, basically, one of the first, I do think, yeah. And every fucking scientist and teacher and professor missing on it explain to me why. I mean, there are tons of good professors all over the world, good lectures and so on, but I mean, the teacher isn't somebody who explains it like in the book or in the on the YouTube channel or somewhere. It's somebody in real life who knows you and can translate it to your language. It's nice to be a good teacher who can explain it into understandable, simple terms, some hard subject, and make a footnote that it's like I'm just explaining to you. But if you need to rigorous formalization, like just forget what I said and go to the book and see it to it. But like the goal of teacher is not to transfer knowledge. Like all this knowledge is written in the books already. I don't need all of these lectures. I need a true teacher who can explain it and translate it to my language, because I'm willing to learn. I'm so curious about everything what's happening in the science today and what will happen tomorrow and what has happened yesterday. And like, but it's so hard to find the people who likes to teach and who can explain concepts and who can explain to you what like all the science field is about. And even I'm struggling with that. Even though I know how to teach by myself, I know how to like find the right books and how to do things and how to become professional at anything in this fucking world. But that's the biggest problem. If I'm right now, let's say, can rule the world in physics as Dr. Stone, yeah, the first thing which I will do if I would have a god power is like creating good teachers who understand the basic fucking logic. It doesn't mean you need to be a genius to like teach other people. You just need to understand basic logic and basic psychology, and not even understanding psychology, just enough to gain this through gaining intuition with like working with people, talking to people, going through life. But like, I don't know. It's so fucking crazy that we have a lack of it. It's a problem that is so big misunderstanding in the modern society. It's what holds the whole fucking society back. If you're a president right now watching it, you can make your country like 10 times better, and I'm telling you right now how. So yeah, and the teacher is the most important, the most important, the most important profession in this world, the most important job. And it's so hard to find real people in some field. Just imagine, it's so hard to find real people at any field. I mean, any fucking field. If you go to philosophy, it's so hard to find a person who can make your life decision better and who could tell you how to make your life decision better. But it's all what philosophy built on and what it all was built for, to make life decisions better. Yeah, just dig down into Greek ancient philosophy, I mean, and to their fundamentals. Yeah, and the same way with logic. Like that's so hard. Like every person should understand the basic logic. It's supposed that our world built on it, and people so skipping on those rules. On like, I mean, just read some logical rules. I mean, just open logic book. You will gain like 90% like more power along the world. Like 90% more power than anybody who's studying quantum physics. Oh my god, it's so stupid to study quantum physics if you didn't study like fucking logic. And the same way applies for math, especially. It's so pointless to study math if you didn't like study basic logic and if you don't follow it on daily basis. Yeah, it's yeah, like I mean, But do you know why we have lack of it? Because we have no teachers who knows that logic is important. And there's so many out there, like people, companies, universities saying like you need to have logical thinking, reasoning, like, oh yeah, oh my god, you need to have, you don't even fucking know what is logical reasoning. Okay, just open logic book and like try to hold your attention for like 30 minutes at least. Okay, then try to do it for 5 hours, and then like I would like to speak to you if you at least study it for 20 hours. Okay, so and then try to follow those written rules there and try to find that some books, some math books or any other type of book making the mistake which is written in like methodologies of logic and rules of logic. Like you will find so many misconceptions in this, not only in the professional books, but if you will look around, you will see so many bullshit which is happening around. And it doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't make you feel like, it doesn't supposed to make you feel as if I'm God, like I don't want to listen to anybody now. Like you need to understand that all of this is only for you to understand where's like right things and wrong things, just on fundamental level. So it helps you to understand what is really right or and wrong for yourself, for your own philosophy, and for things which is happening with you during like your life. And the way you will understand that like knowledge is important and the right knowledge is hard to find, and in order to find hard knowledge you need to have a teacher, and that's the most powerful profession in this world. It's the most powerful job of this world, which can change the whole fucking world if you're a good teacher and you know how to explain to people that the things in the language they will understand. And especially if you can gain their respect just the way you're not like placing yourself like higher than they are. So yeah, it's so important for the teacher and any kind of teaching. And like that, why that's so important? Because it's like knowledge transferring. Teaching is exactly a science of knowledge transferring. And you know what is differ us from the animals? That we know how to transfer our knowledge through the language. So in order to our language to be appropriate, we need to follow logic, which like you understand, right? So there's so many misconceptions in the world around on the so fundamental level of logic and understanding of what is important in society and for society. It's not like knowledge itself. Just nobody, like, let's imagine like everybody around knows that like technology is leading the world, right? But nobody takes one step further to think of where the knowledge comes from. And even though like you say scientists, and could you take one step further and say like where the scientist comes from? So we need to like more of them. And then you not only asking this question, but where the good scientist comes from, like the person who understands what he does. And in order for him to understand what he does and be passionate about it, he needs to be having like good reasoning and somebody to teach him for this good logical reasoning in matter of philosophy of life firstly, and only then transfer it to the science. Yeah, that's crazy. And I'm living with that already for, I don't know, for year and a half at least, or yeah, something around it, or yeah. And it's so pissing me off because like it not takes that much to go and like come to this conclusion by yourself. It's just sitting and thinking of it for like for 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and you will come to this conclusion. Like if you imagine, yeah, you're responsible for the whole humanity, and like you given a task to make the progress of humanity in 20% more efficient, like what would you do? And you start to think of this like of this task, yeah, and that's the conclusion which you're coming to. And yeah, that's crazy. it's like we don't lack of like knowledge, we don't lack of like money or resources, we don't lack of anything. I do think I sound like a Jacques Fresco who likes like we will change the society, but I'm literally telling you that like even if you don't agree with me about like, teacher and whatever, like you couldn't disagree on the logic which I'm talking about, and I'm talking about it seriously. Yeah, I'm joking about it, but I mean that's my beliefs and that's what I believe into. I couldn't change it. The ones seen, it couldn't be forgotten. I don't know anymore, and that's absolutely crazy because yeah, it's absolutely crazy. There are a lot of things else to tell that like about fundamental things and what the matter of and the what the meaning of something fundamental. I would say I'd like to make another video for this as was like fundamental things. Like I'm so yeah yeah. So basically, that's one of the instances of fundamental thing. It's like what kind of fundamental thing for our society to understand. Until we understand, I wouldn't say it's like literally fundamental, but it's kind of close to it. Like if you understand it, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I don't know. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. And the point which I start this video from that I'm struggling with that. I'm struggling to find good teachers because I know how to be a teacher, good teacher at formal sciences. I know how to explain it. I know how to dig deeper. I know how to find information. I know how to educate myself. But because of I had a teacher on the first place, a mentor who led me to this, and she showed to me that you can like do anything on your own, but just showed me how it's done. She just helped me to make first step, and then I did all on my own. And yeah, of course, I had some sort of things and other guys and sort of, but like the first step, it should be done with the person you respect to. So that's kind of what I call the true teacher. And I do know how to be a good teacher on fundamental things. And you would ask me, why don't you like teach on YouTube like fundamental sciences? But I'm trying to teach, as you see, like the basic logic and basic like things which we need to understand like even before we go there. It's much important, and this is the biggest opening, the biggest how you call it, the biggest invention, the biggest develop point I found at the end while I was studying all of this. Yeah, and yeah, and I would like to go to other fields, those like electronics, physics, business, building things like robots. And so I mean, not robots in a sense of, some, I watched some film about robots, and I do think that robots are cool now. I study control systems theory, and I know what it is, and I know what's actual robots, and we really need it, like in terms of like the whole, the way that like the world progressing. Yeah, we need them, and that's like yeah, we need to onboard computers. To give them body so they can move and do things, but like yeah, we need it to also make it intellectual, yeah, some kind of. But like the reason why I'm not going there yet is because I don't have a teacher who will lead me. And you would say like, why don't you find it? It's not that easy to find it. There are some other constraints up to it. It's like also something going on which I would rather explain somewhere else. But yeah, there are also some constraints I have right now, which not like I mean, at least you need to experiment with other different teachers, and it's like it takes more time for operational tasks which don't have the formalized way to do it. Like it's not easy to find teacher. It's like you don't need like exact steps the same way. And it's kind of takes a lot of like brain capacities. That's, I would say, what takes the most brain capacities. It's not hard to see it and solve integrals on paper when you, I say, already know how to solve them or don't know, but you're following some good book, I say. But operational task to find the teacher on the first place when you don't have explicit solution, it takes time a lot. It takes a lot of time. Yeah, and that's kind of problem. That's kind of problem that's hard to do. Uh, yeah, it takes time, and like I have a lack of time currently. I'd say I couldn't commit for 100% of doing it right now for searching for the teacher in those fields, and those fields are not exactly prior to me at exactly this point. But I do like to find people who understands what I'm talking about, and if you one of them, just comment below. Maybe we could chat. No problem. You can write me anytime. Thank you very much for watching it, and if you find any useful information as like which has some which logically makes some sense and like really about important things, which I would maybe like, just please contact me, send me any links on YouTube. I would be grateful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Stay living and thinking about real stuff, not about bullshit.